All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to go to 4 different schools: UC Santa Barbara, University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, Wisconsin, Madison, and University of Illinois, Urbana, Champaign. And it's gonna take me a little bit over a week to visit all these schools. So I got accepted for material science. And so basically the department's gonna try and convince me like why I should go to this school at each visit. And each visit is about like 2 or 3 days. Okay, make sure to watch to the end to see my decision. And the first visit is Wisconsin, Madison. Alrighty, so the visit started off with a poster session hosted by the graduate students, and some of the posters I liked were this carbon nanotube one, which is the SWC-CNT single-walled carbon nanotube. So here's our first meal of the visit. It was catered Mexican food. It was alright. Anyways, then we had lab tours and meetings with professors, and so this is one of the labs of a PI that I was meeting with. It was a molecular beam epitaxy setup, which is like how you like slowly grow like very nice thin films. Anyways, then we had the nanofab tour, and then a few of my viewers from Instagram made it over to my YouTube. They just love to comment, "Why are you guys in the back rooms?
In the back
Why
rooms,
are you guys
shop
in the back rooms? Jesse, we make a high quality product. Home. Is this in Mexico like Breaking Bad? Get it? Do you get the joke?" Now, but for real though, I do love my support from Instagram. It's really cool to see a community or a bunch of people that interested into semiconductors and nanotechnology. This nanofab was really nice. It was very compartmentalized. Like all the rooms are like strictly like one thing at a time, and then there's like a hallway in the middle of them. And what was kind of funny about this nanofab is that like I think across the street is like senior houses or like frat houses, which is pretty funny. As material scientists, we really love our characterization equipment, so they gave us a tour of the characterization lab facilities. And then the star of the show is the multi-million-dollar transmission electron microscopes. If you haven't seen these or heard of them, you should watch a Veritasium video on them. They're really cool. Finally, our last dinner of the visit was pretty good, and then there was also an open bar, which was pretty fun. And I was sitting next to a cool old professor who was telling some good stories. And then after that, the grad students took us out, and I'm not gonna lie, man, the nightlife in Madison is way better than UIUC. Good morning. We're in Midway right now. Yesterday I took the bus back from Madison and stayed home for the day. Now we're flying to Santa Barbara this morning on Southwest. Okay, small layover in Bay Area. Got a cheeky little thing there. So the grad students took us around downtown Santa Barbara, which is a really pretty area, and we went down this cool little pier. Really nice views, nice sunset. And then also my TA from last year, Yoav, is actually a student here. He's been helping me a lot. Like I asked him a lot of questions. So shout out to Yoav. And then we walked back, and there was an open bar that they had for us. Following morning, basically just right off the bat, presentations and talking about the department and the program itself. So cheeky little Easter egg, when they're talking about the alumni, my undergraduate research PI, Professor Shoemaker, was actually on the slide because he is an alumni from this program as well. And then we did some more lab tours, and the labs here are nice. Like some of them have nice views of like the foothills in Santa Barbara. But going into this visit, I was most excited to meet Shuji Nakamura, who was a big part of the 2014 Nobel Prize for the Blue LED. If you don't know who he is, well, I guess I just gave away. A very well-established material scientist in the semiconductor world. And unfortunately, he was traveling, so I did not get to meet him. But I did take this picture of his door. Alright, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is my 3rd day in Santa Barbara. Last 2 days I haven't had like much time to record because they've had it's like pretty busy. That also means I haven't had enough time to go for a jog. So it is currently I don't know if you can see that. It's like 6:30. We're about to go for a run.
Well, everybody, it's Groundhog's Day again for David Goggins. If you pan it down here, you see it's about 3 o'clock in the morning and there's not a car or a person in sight.
All right, first mile was like 8:40, slowly easing into things.
Okay guys, a little bit of a spooky part. I'm like under a bridge. Sounds weird. I don't know what the sounds are though. Okay. Okay. Yeah, made it through that.
All right, guys, mile 2, 8:25. We're getting pretty close to the beach now. Bro, guys, we're out in the cornfields again. Okay, super cheeky view from here. Mountains look great. Okay, guys, well, I was planning on going to the beach, but apparently it's like private property. I have no idea. This is like the thing guiding me here said it was like public beach parking, and there's like no public beach parking here. Like this is just like a turn. Google Maps just kind of rickrolled me there. Mile 3 though is at 8:22. We're just gonna turn in and run back to the hotel at this point. Some cheeky horses and a nice view of the mountains. Oh yeah, man. All right, guys, mile 4 was 8:20. All right, mile 5, 8:22. I really gotta poop when I get back here. All right, guys, mile 6 was 7:38. Overall run, that was like a 7.8 out of 10. Like, oh, shit.
This bed is on fire with passion and love. The neighbors complain about the noises above, but she only comes when she's on top.
The lion does not concern himself about getting onto a plane early because the lion doesn't like if they want to check my bag, they can check my bag. All right, guys, the lion unfortunately got delayed an hour and a half, so I guess I can just like watch the sunset like this one guy over here. Yeah, it's like okay, the lion's flight just got canceled, so now I'm taking a connection to Charlotte, and then Charlotte to Chicago. Doesn't make any sense like geographically, but it's like the earliest, it's like the fastest I can arrive to Chicago because I have to make up an exam I missed last week because I was in Wisconsin. So I have to go back to campus tomorrow to make up an exam, so I'm trying to get back to Chicago as quickly as possible. This is so cooked. Alright guys, we are now in Charlotte. It's like 5 a.m. I can see why my parents heavily advise against taking layovers, because man, my lower like body in general is just like in shambles. Alright, good morning, it's 8 a.m. I just got back to Chicago. I still gotta go to campus to make up my exam, but I think I'm gonna sleep, like take a nap for like a couple hours. My exam isn't until 5. Alright, good morning. It is Thursday, the following day, 10 a.m. We're back in O'Hare, about to fly out to Detroit. Alright guys, just landed in Detroit. Greasy light show. I don't know what is going on here. Yeah, the O'Hare tunnel is definitely a lot better. Okay guys, I actually waited here to get this in one shot, but look dude, there's a train in the airport and a water fountain. Okay, they actually do got something going on in Michigan. Okay, so after setting down my stuff at the hotel, they took us to a Ethiopian restaurant as our first meal together, which is pretty interesting. I mean, just guess how many engineers it took for us to figure out how to order? Basically all of us, because
like just from the get-go, the meat dishes are cheaper than the vegetable feast because the meat dishes are add-ons to the vegetable feast. And the vegetable feast is like the main thing here. And that is all you can eat, but it's communal and you eat it with your hands too technically because you're using the bread to grab the little vegetable like dishes in the middle and you share it with like the people sitting around you basically. And you kind of grab it like as if you're grabbing a dog poop with like the bag. Um Maybe not the best visualization here, but like that is basically what's happening. And then what I did, I started getting into the flow here. You throw in the meat in the middle, kind of wrap it up, and then it goes straight to the mouth. Boom. It was actually really good. Like I would definitely do this again, but it was a really interesting meal to have with a bunch of people that I had just met for the first time. And then side note about dessert, so we got our first round, and then the waiter comes back and he's like, "Would anyone like anything else?" And everyone's silent. And we're kind of looking around. I was like, "You know what? I'll be a big back, bro. Like I could go for another dessert." So I got a chocolate mousse, man. We're on the school credit card, bro. Like I'm gonna get 2 desserts. Alright guys, it looks like we're gonna get like quite the contrast to Santa Barbara today. It is like 30, windy, and snowing. Okay, this might be a dad thing to say, but the one nice thing about being awake this early is that no one else is in the breakfast buffet, so I can get like first premier access to this waffle maker. Okay, so it started our morning off mad brick outside. Like this was pretty bad weather for a visit. Anyways, then we had a presentation. They had catered Panera, which is pretty fun. It was kind of cool during like when they were showing off like Ann Arbor. There's a kid wearing a Cubs shirt, which is kind of funny. But yeah, and then like some professors came and talked about their research, and I had a couple coffees to stay awake because I was really tired from all the traveling. This was my third visit now at the point. Then we had a catered lunch with a grad student poster session. And this is a great opportunity to catch up with my friends from UIUC who are now grad students here. So this is my TA from last year, Michael, and then my dear friend and also a TA, Dr. Hatoon. Dr. Hatoon is always putting on something real nice, so I had to get a picture of his fit. And also Kayla, my mentor and friend, she also showed me her lab. Okay, so then of course I had to go to their nano fab, which was probably the most interesting one I had seen. Because they had like a lot of like unique areas. Like they had an area for organic materials, and then I think they had another area that was like almost like a workshop kind of area. Like you could do like a little bit of crafts. Um, Anyways, this one was very open and not as compartmentalized as the other ones that I have seen. That being said, I don't think it's the best one, but it is pretty good. Then they took us to see their characterization facility, of course, being the material science majors that we are, we got to see all the cool tools. Really cool was their TEM, obviously. They had this like student property open the door. And at the time, I've been taking a class actually on TEM. So, I was like trying to show off my ball knowledge. I was like, yo, is that the aberration correction area? And then I think I was like slightly off of where I was pointing. And then the outside of the lab looked like a Marvel villain's like lair or something. Like, look at this, man. Anyways, the last dinner that we had was really good. It was like kind of mid, I guess. I don't know. No one really liked it. I thought it was okay. But then they took us to a pretty cheeky ice cream spot, and there was a $12.50 shake, and I was like, wow, that's really expensive. But we're on the school credit card, so I'm gonna try that. Not gonna lie, it was all right. Nothing crazy. Anyways, yeah, that's all my footage I had from all my visits. And if you're curious where I ended up going, drum roll, please. Hold on. I chose UCSB, basically because it was like the most research that like aligned with what I was interested in. And then obviously like I kind of wanted to try living in Cali. Like I think that's like a pretty cool thing. Like I'm someone that likes to experience living in different areas. I mean, that's probably also just coming from the Midwest. And yeah.
The Indians send signals from the rocks above the pass.